Hey everyone, I'm David, and welcome to Decrypt-Ed. Today we're talking about one of Cisco Secure Access's two main use cases, secure internet access. I'm going to give a high-level overview of why you might want to use something like secure access, how internet access would be secured, and then go over some of the deployment options and their benefits. If you're interested in hearing about secure access's other main use case, secure private access, check out my video, Secure Access, Secure Private Access, link in the description. So let's get started. And if you find this content helpful, become a subscriber and share this video. Traditionally, most end users that you would need to protect would be on network at one of your physical branch or headquarter locations, and be able to tunnel all that traffic back to a central location in order to enforce security controls. Now, this security model was analogous to having a castle, where all of your users would be safe inside of your castle's walls, and they could only enter or exit the castle using a guarded gate. In my experience, this worked well until two major changes. First, a lot of organizations started to migrate their on-premise data centers and services to the cloud or to SaaS applications. Second, remote work became much more widespread following the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. Both of these changes introduced their own unique challenges. As organizations moved to SaaS and cloud, they saw an increase in the amount of internet traffic at their egress points, which could potentially lead to congestion at their WAN edge. As workers went remote, administrators were faced with the challenges of needing to provide connectivity to services while still maintaining visibility and security controls, while also providing a positive user experience. For connectivity, some organizations turned to remote access VPN, either full or split tunnel, or something like virtual desktop infrastructure or remote desktop services. Now, there are strengths and weaknesses to any solution, but sending all traffic back to your own network, even if it's destined for the internet, regardless of the method, would increase the load at your WAN edge. In any case, the centralized security design risks becoming a bottleneck that could have a negative impact on business operations and end-user experience. Now, regardless of your role in an organization, anyone accountable for the network is responsible for both ensuring that resources are reachable and that there is a positive user experience. Decision makers had to find a way to maintain security and control for end-user traffic, regardless of their location, while still enabling the business. In my experience, decision makers had a handful of options, ranging from increasing the bandwidth of their existing solutions, enabling security at their branches, either on the existing WAN edge device or adding a second device in line, or even trying to treat each individual user like their own branch. Today, though, I'm going to talk about using a cloud-hosted security service at your network locations and for your end users. Because it's cloud-hosted, a security services edge solution should have a global footprint and be able to scale based on your organization's needs. From an operational perspective, you wouldn't need to power, cool, store, or do anything else that you might have to do with a physical appliance like a firewall. A cloud-hosted solution should also offer centralized management, so the actual implementation and updating a policy can be faster and easier. As a SaaS offering, you can expect much more frequent updates or feature additions without having the hassle of needing to set a maintenance window for updating software. Cisco Secure Access is Cisco's Security Services Edge solution. Security Services Edge, or SSE, was defined by Gartner in 2021 and is essentially just a cloud-hosted security service. Now, disaggregated from the underlying network architecture, Security Services Edge secures access to the web, cloud services, or private applications, all while providing a better user experience, regardless of the user or the data's location. Now, Cisco Secure Access solution has two main use cases, securing internet access and securing access to private or internal resources. Today, though, I'm going to be focusing on the internet access security. For the network, Secure Access provides visibility, context, control, and security for internet traffic using a handful of methods. First, administrators can leverage their existing WAN edge device to tunnel traffic to Secure Access rather than tunneling traffic back to a prior centralized security location. With a global presence, administrators might be able to offer a better user experience by having a more geographically advantageous egress point for direct internet access. Secure Access is able to provide DNS security, secure web gateway, remote browser isolation, tenant controls, data loss prevention, CASB controls, file analysis and sandboxing, firewall as a service, and IDS or IPS for interesting traffic sent to Secure Access by the administrator. Secure Access is also able to provide DNS layer security leveraging DNS forwarding, as well as web proxying via PAC and proxy chain. Secure Access leverages IPv2 for IPsec tunnel groups that can be used to tunnel all traffic bidirectionally from your network. That means these same tunnels can be used for both securing internet access and private access via Secure Access. Paired Secure Access headends and multiple tunnels can be used within a tunnel group for high availability, and multiple tunnels at ECNP can be leveraged for load balancing to increase bandwidth. Administrators are able to use either static routing or dynamic routing with BGP, and they can specify what interesting traffic they want to send across the tunnel to Secure Access. Secure Access secures remote users via the Umbrella Roaming Module and Remote Access VPN. The Umbrella Roaming Module redirects both DNS and web traffic to Secure Access without requiring user interaction in order to provide DNS security, secure web gateway, remote browser isolation, data loss prevention, tenant controls, CASB controls, and file analysis and sandboxing. Secure Access's Remote Access VPN as a service can also provide all the same security controls as the Umbrella module, in addition to Firewall as a Service and IDS or IPS. End user availability and experience is also monitored using an endpoint module, and administrators are given visibility into endpoint health, performance, and reachability, as well as recommendations to help remediate issues. Leveraging APIs, Secure Access is also able to provide anti-malware and data loss prevention for Microsoft Office 365, Dropbox, Box, Google, and WebEx Teams. Now, as anyone who has implemented decryption or firewall or with a web proxy would tell you, there's going to be some traffic that you either can't or don't want to proxy or decrypt. Microsoft, for example, has multiple documents advising against proxying and decrypting their Office 365 traffic due to the potential negative impact to performance and user experience. In my experience, feature lists are all well and good, but you have to actually be able to implement a security control in order for it to be effective. In my opinion, a security solution should have a low operational overhead and not be so complex that you need an advanced degree or certification to manage it. To that end, Cisco Secure Access offers a cloud-hosted dashboard and one intent-based access control policy. Administrators would be able to specify the source and destination for traffic, where a source can be as granular as a user identity or group, and the destination could be a content category, an application, or a destination list. Administrators can then specify the action they want to take based on a traffic match, such as block or allow, and then configure additional security settings on top of that. Cisco has even gone so far as to add a generative AI app to help you create access control policies. Logging can also be enabled, disabled, or set to only log-only security events. And post-deployment, Secure Access can use these logs to provide a variety of reports to give insight and context into user activity, data loss prevention violations, application usage for shadow IT and acceptable use, and to help identify threats or security risks. As an example, you may want to block the finance team from accessing social media. After implementing one of the methods we talked about prior, such as the Umbrella Roaming Module or the tunnel, to send traffic to Secure Access, you'd then be able to create an access control policy specifying the finance team, as the source, should be blocked, the action, from social media as a content category. If a user associated with the finance team were to attempt to go to a destination categorized as social media, they would receive a block page. Depending on your logging setting, you would also have reports showing the user's activity, both for the blocked social media, as well as any other activity or application usage. And finally, a security product is only as good as the threat intelligence behind it. Cisco Talos is one of the largest commercial threat intelligence organizations in the world, and they provide all of the threat intelligence for Cisco's customers, products, and services. Talos leverages telemetry and sophisticated systems to help protect millions of networks, mailboxes, and endpoints. In addition to threat intelligence, Talos also offers both proactive and reactive services, in addition to maintaining open source tools, a blog, and 2 different podcasts. If you aren't familiar with them, I definitely recommend checking them out, as they are always doing a ton of cool stuff. In summary, we've talked about why an organization may choose to implement a cloud-hosted security service and how Secure Access offers centralized security for direct internet access. Remote users can benefit from both the Umbrella Roaming Module and Remote Access VPN as a service for security and digital experience monitoring for monitoring their digital experience. Administrators can add security for network traffic leveraging tunnels, DNS forwarding, or PAC and proxy chaining, And Secure Access also offers out-of-band DLP and cloud malware detection via API for Office 365, Dropbox, Box, Google, and WebEx Teams. And that wraps up our exploration of how Secure Access secures internet access. I'm going to be talking more about implementation and design considerations for Secure Access in later videos. So if you're interested in hearing more, become a subscriber and sign up for notifications. I'm David, and this has been Decrypt-Ed. Take care and stay safe. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and found it informative. Your support makes a difference and helps guide our channel's journey in tech and security.